Hi, guys. Welcome to the Mental Odyssey podcast. I am your host, keepingupwsharee, and I do have a co host with me again today. And I'm going to let her go in and introduce herself.
Hi guys, my name is Brittany Washington. I'm the owner and founder of My Beautiful Fluff. We're a body positive community and brand that celebrate the beauty of natural hair and plus size bodies.
And I will also have her business, Instagram, and website as well linked in the description box and on the screen as well. So definitely go check her out. I've actually wore some of her pieces as well, and I actually love her brand firsthand. So I'll just be honest with you guys. How long have we been working together? Has it been like almost a year or a couple months, I think, so far?
No, I think it's been at least a year.
Yeah,
because the first video you did actually came up like a few months ago. It had been a year. I'm like, oh my god, time is flying.
Oh, well, it has been a good time then. But I do love her brand, you guys. So definitely go make sure to check her out. And due to her being a business owner and me also being a creator and having a little bit of experience on running a business as well, we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship, how to get started, and kind of like the pros and cons of being a business creator. So that's what we're going to discuss today. So since you actively run a business, I will let you go ahead and kind of talk about your experience, how you got started, any tips that you could give anybody, and maybe a couple pros and cons that you feel you have kind of dealt with as being a business owner.
I would say the way that I got started was just pure frustration.
Okay.
Just tired of looking for something that I wanted and it stopping at a 3X. I'm like, oh, I'm going to create it. I would not recommend the route that I took because I had an idea. I just went for it and I started going. I had no plan. I just knew that I wanted something. I wanted a natural hair t-shirt. I wanted it bigger than 3X. I'm like, oh, I'll just create it. And that started an entire journey. I had no idea on how to source things. I couldn't find it in the US. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to jump to China. Found Alibaba. I'm like, I'm going to order it from there. I'm like, hey, I need a shirt. I need it in these sizes. And it was a hot mess. The first box of t-shirts I got were cut in centimeters instead of inches.
Oh gosh.
The second box I got was a box full of puke green shirts with my Curvaceous Curls logo on it in only a 4X. So we had to go back to the drawing board. It took 4 shipments before I got what I wanted, and it still wasn't even that great. So make sure that you're clear in your communication. It taught me a very big lesson for the next shirts that I had designed to make sure that what I think is clear and what they think is clear is 2 different things. So make sure that I did my size chart with the inches to centimeter conversion. So that way there's no way you can get it wrong.
Right.
I made sure to double and triple check like, hey, I need this. I broke it down to the sizes. I'm like, I need 10 extra large, 10 2X, 10 3X, 33Xs, 34Xs, 35Xs. I'm like, I need you to know, don't send me another box of 4Xs.
Right.
Don't send me another box of all green shirts when it was supposed to be whites. I'm like, we need to make sure, especially when you're talking to someone in another country, what's clear to us is not always clear to them. And you'll get a box of disappointment at your doorstep, which is exactly what I did. So I wouldn't recommend it.
I was actually going to ask you a question. So when I started my own business, I started back when I was 15, but I did stop due to just, life, having to grow up and still being in school and stuff. When it comes to finding vendors, do you think that process is kind of hard when you start out, especially because their time difference as well? I know a lot of vendors are like you said, in China. And I know that there's some US vendors, which I've never tried personally firsthand. But for me, I'd say it was hard for me finding a good vendor because you really have to talk to a lot of people and see their work and how good the quality is that they distribute for businesses. So would you say finding the vendor was hard, or was that kind of easier for you?
Finding a vendor was hard, but I learned in the process, do not go with the vendor sight unseen for a full order of anything until you've ordered a sample.
Yes.
Get a sample piece. Test it. Make sure that it's even the quality that you'd want to place the full order with. Because once you get a full order of something, you're stuck with it no matter the quality. And trying to send it back or get a refund or tell them it's bad is going to be a struggle. And you've already spent your money and you've got product you can't use. So make sure you get a sample. It can get expensive, but it's cheaper to get a sample than get a whole box of garbage.
Yeah, that's how I felt because when I was doing it, I was doing lashes. So I had a couple different vendors I was checking out because I was also trying to do wholesale, like with the lashes that I was selling. Because most people would be like, oh, well, I want to start a lash business. And like I said, this was a few years back. I think I'm 21 now, so that was a couple years ago. So I had two different vendors that I personally was trying to check out. And then at one point, I realized that the first set of lashes I got, because I did not request a sample, I was someone that was trying to trust the reviews and trust the pictures and all of that stuff. And I should have did better, but I was young and I was just starting out. And so when I got the lashes, they were actually like plastic, like synthetic plastic lashes. I was like, I can't
Oh,
sell these. And I had over 100 pairs of lashes. So I was just like, I don't know what I'm going to do with these. So I definitely agree with you on that one. It's definitely requesting a sample because that does allow you to see their quality, test out the quality, see if it's what you're looking for. Because that vendor definitely was not what I was looking for. I used DHgate and then I also used Alibaba as well to find vendors. Like I said, I never really tried like the US based vendors, but I think requesting a sample is big. When it came to you officially found a vendor, you liked the quality and the products, how would you say your process went, like your thought process, and like how were you feeling about getting started? Were you still excited? Were you nervous? Did you still feel like maybe you didn't know enough? Like how would you, I guess, basically talk about like your journey once you officially got all your products?
once I officially got on my products, I did not know enough at that time. Having a degree in business did not, like getting the website started, social media, all of those things. I'm like, what? You
Right.
mean I gotta post online every day and I gotta set up a website? And everybody's like, oh, at the time it was like, go to Wix. It is so easy. I paid for Wix, got it. I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And they're like, oh, just drop and drag. I'm like, that it's not dropping and dragging. This is not working. I let the
Right.
subscription go. I started off with the WordPress website that my best friend, he helped me set it up and showed
Okay.
me how to run it, but I didn't know on the back end to keep your site secure. So like a year into having WordPress, my website somehow it was redirecting to a Chinese pharmacy because
Uh-oh.
they had like hacked the site. So we had to take it down, start over. Now I'm with Shopify and it's nice because their site's secure and I don't have to worry about that. And it really is easy that like you can make the changes yourself. You don't have to have somebody make all the changes on the site for you.
Right. I do agree with that because actually, with me, when I started, I used Big Cartel at first because I knew there was like a free plan where you could have like up to 5 products. That's the one I used first. And I did like Big Cartel to a certain extent except of the fact that like when they took taxes out, like when you would like officially go to like fulfill the order, it was hard because they took out so many taxes that it basically dug into the amount of profit you were making when you sold something. So eventually I stopped using Big Cartel and then I switched to Wix for a little bit. I did like Wix, but it was kind of hard to work with because when it came to like designing the website, it's a lot. And there's a lot of different like small little pieces on the website that you got to go in and fix and move. And then you may mess up on one part. It may delete something else that you didn't even mean to delete. So I never got a subscription for Wix. I mainly just kind of like tested out the platform to see if I liked it. And then after that, I went to GoDaddy, which I did like GoDaddy, but I didn't also like the fact that when it came to the website, it kind of made me personally, because I was still new, it made me restart everything. So when I had a specific design already made with one of their templates and I went in to edit it, I had to go in and re-add my products. Like my products were like, on the products page, but like to get them listed on the website how I wanted it to be, like I had to start all over and like make a collection and things like that. And then when I typed my FAQ section or the about me section, I had to retype all of that. So that was kind of hard. And then lastly, I did go to Shopify. I'm glad that you said Shopify because I really do like Shopify a lot better. Not only is it secure, but it also has different things that you can use to help you promote, like little different like apps that they kind of work with to help you promote as well. So I do like Shopify. I think Shopify is definitely easier. But my next question for you is going to be, what are the highlights. So like, what are like the pros of running a business since you've been doing it for a while, and what's some of the cons that you kind of deal with when running a business?
I would say the pros are you kind of create your own hours.
Mm-hmm.
You control what you create. But
Yeah.
on the other hand, the con is what you sell is what you make for your business. So if that's your full-time income, some months you may not be able to pay yourself. Some months are great, some months are bad. It's kind of when you're a business owner, you got to ride the highs and the lows, and kind
Mm-hmm.
of it's a journey. Like no day is the same, no month is the same. What works one year may not work another year. It's a lot of trial and error and seeing what works and pushing forward even when you don't want to.
Yeah. Do you ever experience any periods of like feeling like unmotivated or kind of like overstimulated maybe with your business with those cons that you've expressed?
I mean, with anything, with life, you have periods where you're depressed, you're just tired, and you just don't feel like doing it. And
Right.
that's when sometimes it comes in handy to have things scheduled. Life be life.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you have the business or not, there's just days that you just don't have it. And you've got to be
Right.
able to balance the days you feel great with the days that you don't feel great.
Mm-hmm. I do agree with that. So what are some of the highlights, the pros, the accomplishments that you feel like you finally tackled since starting your business?
I think some of the highlights are just the people that I've met, the community that I've built. Like, my brand ambassadors are some of the most amazing women out there. Like, I love them all. Like, they're supportive. There's models. We have pageant queens. We just amazing women that I love and support. I went to my first pageant this year to see one of my brand ambassadors.
Oh,
She won, so that was amazing. Got to go to New York. It was my first time at a pageant, so it's amazing. Like I getting to meet people that I may not have met otherwise. Networking. Some of the programs that I've been in have been amazing and taken me places I never imagined.
okay. I love that. Oh my gosh. Okay, tell me a little bit more about the pageant. Like, because I've never been to a pageant before. Like, I know you see them and you like hear about them like online and see them on TV, but like, how was the overall experience? Like, was she modeling like your clothes for the pageant?
She was not. It was actually like couture and fashion, and she was beautiful. Like there was
Okay.
different categories and designs from swimsuits to. She had some of the baddest evening gowns. They were beautiful and
Ooh,
custom made for her. It was
that's awesome.
Caribbean, so from the time you got there, they had someone doing the drums. Everybody was super friendly. It was amazing. Like it was. I've never been to it, but that pageant was everything. Like it was. It was beautiful.
Oh, I love that. Okay. So I want to talk about like how the process goes of finding ambassadors, trusting people to promote your brand, this, that, and the third. I'm gonna go first a little bit since I work with you, obviously, and other brands. So I want to say probably from like the creator aspect for me personally, I feel like I'm kind of hesitant sometimes when it comes to working with brands or asking to, especially if they're a small business, because I, as a creator, like to respect the fact that they may have been, in the game, running their business for a while, but then there's also people just starting up. But at the same time, with my creative aspect of being a content creator, I want to help the brand more than like me benefit from like promoting the brand, if that makes sense. So I guess as a creator, I reach out to brands that I feel like I will be able to do really, really good for their brand. Like I feel like I'll be able to get people who are interested. Like since working with you, actually, I don't know if they've ever reached out to you or not. They probably followed you. I know a couple do, but I have a friend who's also a plus size woman, and she was like, "You've been promoting this brand. I love their message, this, that, and the third." I was like, "Yeah, it's Shop My Beautiful Fluff. Here's their Instagram." I said, "She's an absolute sweetheart, very professional. Love working with her. Highly recommend her." But I also had to let her and as well as some other inquiries know that, it's an upcoming starting business. Please, if I'm going to recommend you to her, don't give me a bad rap on my name, because I really respect this business owner, not on the business aspect only, but as a person. So if you're going to work with her, please actually work with her. Don't use her. Don't waste her time. She won't waste your time. So that's kind of how I feel about on the creator aspect. But when it came to you finding your ambassadors, have you ever really like encountered any like bad people who were just trying to use you, or have you always kind of just found like people who were like easy to work with on your journey of your business?
On my journey, I think it's been a balance. Brand ambassadors, it's good and bad. You get some that are amazing. They post, they share, and you get some that you send stuff out to. They don't respond, they don't post, and it's kind of just part of finding brand ambassadors. Is you really never know how someone's going to work until they become a part of the program, and then you figure out if it doesn't work, you let them go. With love, you release them and tell them, hey, enjoy working with you. It's not working out.
And sometimes you're going to have to, I guess with that, like, and I get what you mean by sometimes it's kind of like a learning experience. You know, some people are going to do what you ask, and then some people are going to get the product and then not, you know, promote. So I guess with me asking that, like, do you feel like it's been beneficial to you though? Like what, having brand ambassadors, you feel like it's helped your business, or do you feel like it kind of like has helped you a little bit as well? Like, how do you feel about having them? Like, do you think you were better off without brand ambassadors, or you feel like you're very, very like lucky that you have them and that it's been helping you more?
I think I'm blessed to have amazing brand ambassadors who I now call my friends. Like,
yes,
they share, they post. If they're going to a photo shoot, they'll be like, what can I help you promote? How can I help you? And in turn, if they've got an event, if I can make it, I'm on a plane, I'm going to be there, I'm going to support it. So I think it's just creating that network where we all support each other.
Yes.
So I think they're a blessing and a benefit, and they've helped me grow my business.
I love that. Okay. I love that. When I have brand ambassadors, I actually felt the same type of way. I did have brand ambassadors that, you know, weren't the best. I've also had brand ambassadors that helped me a lot. And sometimes they would even promote without me asking. Like, even if we worked together like months and months before, they would still be like promoting every single day. They'll repost post or anything of the sort, really, like that. And so I felt really, really appreciative of that. The fact that you can see how much people genuinely support your business. Yeah, they may not buy all the time, but support is also always free as well, as what I have learned as well. So I guess my last question for you is, if you had to give advice to somebody that's thinking about starting a business, has started a business and lost their, you know, their motivation for it, what advice would you personally give them to kind of keep going, or like to help them on their kind of feeling stuck or like blockage right now?
If you're feeling stuck, go back to your why. Go back to the reason that you started your business, because sometimes as you grow, as you change, sometimes you forget why you started it. Remember the passion you had when you started your business. Remember who you started your business for. And sometimes just thinking about those things can dig you out of a hole and make you feel motivated when you don't have it. And sometimes as a business owner, as a person, you have to balance when you can and when you can't. If you physically are at a point where you think about your why, you go back to where you started, and you still don't have the passion for it, then take a break. Taking care of yourself and your own mental health, you can't pour from an empty cup. So if you just don't have it, respect that. Do what you need to do for yourself to get into a headspace to where you feel like you can grow and go back to your business.
Okay, I love that. That was really good. Okay, well, that's actually all the topics that we had for you guys today. Is there anything else that you want to tell them? Any advice or anything like that before we wrap it up?
The only other advice I can give you is find community. When you first start as a business owner, it can be lonely. You don't know where to do, what to start, if this person's good, what platform to use. Find community. There are a lot of amazing programs that I've been a part of that have helped me grow my business, as well as connect with other business owners, because they're your biggest resource. Having people that are doing the same thing that you're doing, that you can talk to, that you can bounce frustrations off of, is amazing. And some of the women that I've met throughout these programs, I still keep in touch with. We still talk about business. So find community, find people that are doing what you're doing, and connect with them.
Okay, I love that. Well, I will go ahead and close us out. Thank you guys so much, so much for watching the Mental Odyssey podcast. Please make sure to go check her out, shop My Beautiful Fluff, and as well as shop with her as well. She has a lot of different pieces, jewelry, to like hoodies, to bags. She has a large variety of apparel and accessories on her website. And like I said earlier, I've loved working with her. A beautiful brand, beautiful mindset, beautiful woman. And I definitely think she's worth checking out. Like I said, we've been working with each other for like about a year, almost a little longer than that now. And she's definitely worth it. And the message behind her business is just so beautiful because as it does become, I can speak for myself personally as a plus size woman, it is hard finding, cute pieces that fit you. It's hard finding clothing that fits you. It's hard finding something that's pretty or something that's comfortable or, really the list goes on. It's hard as a plus size woman, but you should still be able to feel beautiful within yourself and your outer appearance as well. And I love that your brand brings awareness to that, of being like, knowing that, I'm plus size, but that doesn't mean that I don't get to have fun with what I wear. I shouldn't be uncomfortable with what I wear. I should still be able to embrace who I am and love myself. I love the self-love behind it, the message and everything. Her brand is just so powerful. That's like, I really, really like, I know I'm talking y'all ears off, but I really love her brand. But make sure to like, comment, and subscribe as well. And we will see you guys next time on the Mental Odyssey podcast. I think we did a good job. I really appreciate you for like.
Thank you. That was yes, but it was good.
Yes, I do appreciate your, wanting to like be a part of the podcast and everything like that, because I know that you be busy.
It was like perfect timing because one of my goals for the year was to like do more podcasts because people are like, you run the brand, well, we don't see you enough. I'm like, see, about that, I don't really like video. You can't tell now. Oh my god. You sound like me. I used to hate, like, I would have to record a video for a pitch, and I would have to go back and listen to it. Listening to my voice sounded like nails on a chalkboard. I'd be so mad trying to listen to it. I'm like, I hate this. I'm like, this video ain't going to get it. They're going to get this 3 minutes as it is.